Hi there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I've been able to get mermaid tails to transfer from one figure to the other. And the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people say you can't do it because of the boning and how it's done. And it was a pain in the butt, yes, to figure out because, no one had. Well, if someone has figured it out, I hadn't come across their tutorial. God bless them. So I'm going to try to explain it. So what I have here is Genesis 8, just standard. She's been zeroed. And I'm going to use the Genesis 2 Mertail, which I love this set. And I figured this out because I really wanted it on Star, and it wasn't working. I'm going to try to show you what I ended up with. It's around here somewhere. There it is. And that's what I ended up with. And that is Star 2 with the Bell head and on Genesis 3. And that is the, right here is the tail. So we're going to start with Genesis 8, and we're going to see if I can do it to Genesis 8. You will need the tail. The tail needs to not be legacy rigged. I'm going to be trying this technique on one of the older V4 and V3 models later, but currently I'm just really wanting this tail to be with a character so I can slap it on a character in Akashic at some point, or basically the Akashic universe. Long story. I'm rambling again. I'm good at that. You need that, and you need your Genesis 2 female clone with this. Now, I don't know if I have the clone. I'm fixing to find out. So now I'm going to load the tail. Well, first I'm going to make sure she's not selected. I'm going to load the tail. Making sure she's not selected so it won't try to automatically fit. Although there's some props that are set to do that, and it drives me crazy. Okay. Now, I don't think this next step is necessary. It's just for my own personal desire. So I'm going to show hidden properties under actor. Well, actually, I'm going to go under hidden, and I'm going to see if I have the Genesis clone. I do, thank goodness. Genesis 2 female dialed up. So now you can see that if she's Genesis 2 female, it would fit. That's great, because I needed to do that. Now, edit, object, transfer utility. Genesis 8 is my scene item. I'm going to, for the item shape, I'm going to choose the clone. So clone Genesis 2 female. And then Mertail for the target. Now down here I unselect, I might just go in here and uncheck, remove unused bones, and then I unclick it anyway. I'm scared it's going to be in the back. I did try it by increasing your vertices and everything, and that just created a serious problem. Fit to source figure off, parent to source figure off. I will add a smoothing identifier, and the content type was attachment lower body, but I won't parent it or anything. You don't want it to do that. So now I'm gonna, I will probably try these later, but the last time I did that, you get some kinkiness in the knees that when the tail bends, you get this weird fold. So I've yet to play with those settings. Right now I'm just showing you how to get it on the figure. So here we are. Now it's there. Now it's smoothing, so it looks like it's fitted on, but it's not, thank goodness. Now, I'm going to go to Tools, to Geometry Editor, open up regions. I'm going to select hip, and I'm looking, and that's not quite enough, so I'm also going to select the waist. Okay. Then I'm going to right-click on Genesis, Geometry Assignment, Set Graft Faces for Attachment. I'm going to choose Mertail. Now Geometry Assignment, Set Auto Hide. Oh wait, I have to, I got ahead of myself. Now I'm going to unselect the waist. I am going to select the feet and the legs. I'm going to take a look. I think that's everybody. Make sure. All right. Now on my keyboard, I'm selecting Control with the minus sign, and I'm shrinking the selection down. Right about there looks good. You don't want it too high, you don't want it too low. Now I'm gonna right click on Genesis and select auto hide faces for attachment. Select Mertail, go back to my regular tool, and now I'm going to tell the tail to fit to Genesis. Voila. Now it's gonna do that. It's been pretty consistent with this particular Mertail. The Mertail has some morphs in it to pull out the back and what. Oh, I didn't get her toes. Did you see that? I will have to go in and do it again. I thought I had them, but you know, okay, fine. I'm gonna say none and step back a little bit. And now I'll go back to tools while everybody tries to get me to talk to them because they don't know I'm busy. I could have sworn I'd gotten the toes. I mean, it looked like it, but that's just me. Feet, right? Feet. Oh, I know what happened. Increase, 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 increase. Increase until there's nowhere to increase. Now down, 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 down. Now I'm watching the feet while I do this to make sure it doesn't shrink back with the feet again. And so far, so good. All right, now I will once again tell it auto hide faces for attachment. In the old days, I thought if I messed up like that, I had to start all over again. Glad I figured it out. There we go. Now it's hinky looking because of the smoothing modifier. So for now, I'm going to go in, find it, and I'm going to turn it off for now. I'll come back to it. So now I have this Mertail, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as a conforming prop in case that something crashes. Genesis 8F Mertail. Go away eyebrows. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll test the morphs a little bit. So I'm going to choose something stylized because they're generally extreme. I'm going to choose my character DAZ guys. And it went along with her just fine. So now I will pose her and see if it's going to follow. Because in the old days I would do it and it wouldn't do it right and it wouldn't follow. And I'm sure that there'll be some tails that I would probably have to go in and really seriously edit them to get it to follow. And I'm lazy, so that's not going to happen. I'm going to use Pose Architect, which by the way is excellent. I highly recommend you buy them. Since it's all in the torso I'm worried about. It's not really completely following, but that's because of the vertices, because whenever you do the graft, it's going to follow a vertices thing. For my purposes, it's good enough, and it's a start for somebody who wants to really go crazy. Let's torso slump, torso forward, waist bend. Waist side to side. Now for the real test. This is going to take me a few minutes to get to it. I'm going to close that. Pose is going to take me. It's slow, so it has to think my library is very large. So I have been collecting at least for 20 years. I'm going to choose dance because that seems to be the most moving one. There we are. What's a good pose? Let me think. This one. You can see how it came out there. If I really wanted to be picky, I would redo the graft and actually uncover her buttocks so they don't disappear, so that if I wanted to do a bigger gradient on the texture, I could have like her buttocks show or something, but I like to tell the way it is. So now, and another old trick that they used that I do that people are like, you don't need to do that because of the graph now. But let me tell you, this works. This works. I go under to the Genesis A female, and I'm going to, under pelvis, I go from left thigh and right thigh bend. Right click to select children. Over here in parameters, all, I have hidden uncovered, so if this is hidden, it's there. And I'll tell it be 1% size. And then I go to the Mertel, and I turn mesh smoothing back on, and I tell it generic to make it nice and smooth. My smoothing erases to 10, and voila. I mean, it shows in the front, and that's really handy. I mean, you can do, if the model doesn't have it, you can use a deformer or hexagon to fix that area. I'm trying to find it. Front down works there, front down, and then for front out, I go to the side so I can see it, and I take front out, and voila. Not too much because it creates a crease. And there you have it. A mermaid. Hope you enjoyed. Going about my merry business now.